zone, I guess you can call it, whatever it is. Talked about it over and over, the coaches, just the chemistry of this team. Yeah, by far the best I've ever felt, and it's not just me. It's a lot of the things around me.
Okay. Christopher, I'd like to
Yes.
start with you.
Okay.
Seriously, are the Cowboys or Lions more dangerous?
First off, I've heard the Cowboys tell us that they feel so good about their team, yet they lost in San Francisco, they lost in Philadelphia, and they're not winning the division. So I don't know where, in fact, they feel that this year is different than past years. I don't want to hear from you.
Nobody asked you that.
Yeah, I didn't hear from you. You didn't even show the courtesy
Nobody
to show up
asked you
today. You're in Kansas City. I mean, you can't come here and do a little TV show.
He's in Kansas
The
City.
hell
he
with
was
your
for the Monday night
courtesy,
game.
man,
He
dog.
can't come in here and do a show
I got
with
20
us.
family members at the house.
Well, I don't
I
care.
got
You
20
fly
family
back
members at
tonight.
my house. The hell with your courtesy.
Swagu is going to fry up some turkey.
I'm showing my family courtesy.
Swagu, I would say this. You really, really need to calm down with the attitude for the moment because you big time now. You could have taken the jet to, Dallas, after the show. You could have done that.
I could not.
You could have.
I couldn't. See, here's what's happening in our world right now, Mad Dog. And I'm gonna let you get back to your analysis. Stephen A. can no longer view his world through the scope of ours. He don't understand what regular people are doing anymore.
Preach.
He's gotten to this point now where he think everybody can do the things that he doing. We can't do what you doing, bruh. No way, no how. Okay, Mad Dog, go ahead.
Yeah.
You should have gotten in at 7 o'clock out of LaGuardia tonight. Get the 3 seats and get to Dallas. You should be here. All right, anyway. Get the 3 seats. He's a big man.
Wow.
He miss his brother. He
Yeah,
missed
I
his
do.
brother, man.
We all miss you, but I'm happier with your family.
I think the Lions, to make a long story short, I think the Lions do, only because of the seeding scenario. The Lions are 8-2 right now, and Dallas, of course, is 6-4. So if you, 7-3, I'm sorry. So if you think about
So
it.
you got the Lions being more dangerous than
Yeah,
the
because
Cowboys?
they're going to have a home game. They're going to be a 2 seed, and they're going to have a chance to get 2 ball games in their building before they have to go play a championship game on the road. That makes them more dangerous just by the seeding. While Dallas is going to probably have to go play at the NFC South winner, then go travel to play, a team like either Detroit or San Francisco on the road, and then go to Philly. So Dallas's scenario, 3 road games, makes them less dangerous than Detroit, that's got a chance to play 2 home games before they play the road game. Plus the Lions offense. And Johnson, he is a tremendous play caller. Throw in the game last week against Chicago.
Right.
I'll take Detroit from a dangerous standpoint.
I got you. You know what? I don't blame you for taking Detroit. Top 5 rushing the football, top 5 against the run. Those are the ingredients that lead to a level of success in the postseason. We all know this. They have a quarterback that has been to the Super Bowl. The Dallas Cowboys have a quarterback that hasn't even been to a conference championship game. All of those things make sense. But I'm still, as much as I was about to say the Lions, thinking about it a little bit more, I'm going to say that the Cowboys are the more dangerous squad for the postseason because I'm thinking about Dak and the hunger. I'm thinking about the chemistry he's developed with CeeDee Lamb. I'm thinking about a defense. We're praising the Detroit Lions defense, but it's a byproduct of what they were last year and how awful they were last year to the level of improvement we've seen take place this year. It doesn't make them a better defense than the Cowboys. Then I'm thinking about Trayvon Diggs and how he's out for the year, and this kid, DeRon Bland, rolls up in there, and he's leading the league with 4 pick sixes for crying out loud. And so their defense with Micah Parsons getting at everybody inside of 2.5 seconds, and the stud that he is, with the defense being as elite as it is, with Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb, with a Michael Gallup, with Ferguson and these brothers that you could throw the football to, with Mike McCarthy calling the game a bit differently than Kellen Moore would. Mike McCarthy is calling the game in a fashion that assists towards winning postseason games, whereas Kellen Moore puts up a bunch of numbers, but that's not necessarily conducive to helping you as the season wanes. All of those things get taken into consideration. That doesn't mean I'm picking the Dallas Cowboys to win. It doesn't mean that I think that they'll be more successful, like, oh my goodness, they would definitely beat Detroit if they met with one another. But as we sit here today, being analytical about who the biggest threat is of the two after week 11, based on what we've seen from them, especially coming off of seeing Detroit struggle against Chicago before pulling that game out in the waning moments, I'd have to say I got to go with the Dallas Cowboys for the immediate moment as who's the bigger threat between them and the Lions.
Stephen A., you hit every point that I was going to make, but the main point is the way the quarterback is playing. And I know, could y'all imagine? Let's take a second, Mad Dog and Stephen A., and let's be honest and truthful with each other. Could y'all imagine, even in a comeback win, if Dak would have threw 3 interceptions last week, the type of conversation we would have Dallas out of the playoffs. Even with a win, if he would have threw 3 interceptions like Jared Goff did. We giving Detroit a lot of credit for coming back. They are a good football team. Nobody is here to get rid of that. But Dak Prescott right now is playing the best in the league at his position. Right now. Now, does it continue against good teams? Does it continue when we get down the road? But we here today on Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Right now, Dallas is the bigger threat because their quarterback is playing at the highest level. And it really goes back to even in a loss against the Philadelphia Eagles when he played a really good game and Dallas had a chance to win that game because of his play. It's been a while since we've been able to come on TV and talk about the Dallas Cowboys when it comes to their quarterback position with Dak, saying this could be the reason why they are the most dangerous team. And it really has more to do with him just pushing the ball down the field. To your point, Stephen A., they have made it a absolute to get the ball to CeeDee Lamb, which in turn is helping everybody else on this offense. But more importantly, Dak looks to me like he's playing more free. Look like he's getting back to being an athlete, using his legs, creating plays as opposed to standing in the middle of the pocket. I was on this show last year, Stephen A., and we would talk about it because everybody would throw the points out. To your point about Kellen Moore, this number 1 offense, why the hell would you get rid of him? That is the most dangerous position you can be in against this team. Now, if you can run it and you can control the game, this defense has a deficiency. But if they get a lead, based on the way that this offense is playing, it's trouble in the city when it comes to those pass rushers up front. So right now I got Dallas the most dangerous, but mainly because Dak Prescott and the way he's playing right now.
A lot of scar tissue with the Cowboys. This team has lost a lot of playoff games. That would worry me. And I think
but now Jimmy Johnson's in the Ring of Honor.
he's going to have that
so
tomorrow.
it's good karma.
You know, the other thing that's
things
very
might change.
Fair. When are you getting into the karma? That's my area.
No, I believe in that too.
No,
I believe in that too.
Don't look at me that way.
No, it's not
Don't look at me.
She believes in a lot of that.
You know what's interesting though? You know what's going to be an interesting race in the NFC?
What's up?
Who's the 2 seed?
That's
it's
true.
either going to be Detroit
or Dallas
or the 49ers.
Or the 49ers.
Yeah.
Or the 49ers.
That will be fascinating because if Detroit has to play San Francisco, in San Francisco, they got no chance.
Well,
but if a game's in Detroit, they could win.
Well, here's the thing, too. That crowd in Detroit, when they have something to cheer for, is absolutely sensational. We get that. The flip side to it is that you also have to appreciate the fact that no one's going to have a problem going to Detroit because that's indoors. And so
no weather issues.
So because there's no weather issues, there's no inclement weather issues. So I think that kind of offsets
That's a fair point.
kind of home field advantage that you're giving towards them, particularly against a team the quality of a San Francisco. All right, Philadelphia clearly is probably going to be the number 1 seed. Who that 2 seed is, I get where you're coming from because Detroit being able to go on the road in the Bay Area, I wouldn't like them in that scenario.
But if San Francisco goes to Detroit, they could win that game.
That's right. San Francisco could win that game, but Detroit obviously has a better chance at home as well. So I get it. I understand what you're saying.
We also got to give. You know what made this close for me more than the players on the field, fellas, is Dan Campbell. We got to give this coaching staff in Detroit some.
You know what, Swagu?
Like how aggressive.
I was thinking about D'Amico, and I kept saying D'Amico, runaway. I made a mistake. C.J. Stroud is clearly the offensive rookie of the year. But coach of the year?
Yeah.
Oh, it's D'Amico and Dan Campbell. It's one of those two.
Dan Campbell, man.
Dan Campbell's doing a hell of a job.
He is doing a phenomenal job. And Stephen A. and Mad Dog, you know what else he's doing? The one thing when we went to Detroit for Monday Night Countdown, and they were playing, obviously, the Las Vegas Raiders, but they were coming off that crazy loss against Baltimore where they got smoked. They don't, bro, the DNA is right in Detroit. And I know a lot of people don't take that into account, but as a former player, when I was playing, and you get that type of energy from your head coach, and you understand that we going into any backyard brawl and we got a chance to win it. And I know Detroit hasn't been in the playoffs. I know they haven't won in the playoffs. It's been a long time since they've had success. Dan Campbell got this team mind right. And to y'all point, going to Detroit gonna be hell if you got to go play them in that stadium, dude. Yeah. It's gonna be a different experience for whoever got to walk in there.
Let me ask you this: what % chance would you give the Commanders to shock the Cowboys?
40%, because it's an individual opponent.
How much?
Y'all, listen, guys.
40%.
40%.
You heard.
Trust me, bro. We just saw Chicago. We just saw. What percentage would you have given
40.
Chicago?
What would Fat Rob say?
20.
Well, here's the
Fat Rob.
question. Would you give up the 10.5?
For what?
Well,
No.
the Niners,
no.
the
I'd
Cowboys
shrink
are
it.
10.5 point favorites.
I'd shrink it. I wouldn't give it the whole 10.5, but if I could shrink it, I would.
Well, that's not what you do.
Okay.
If I ask you
Yeah, give
tomorrow,
up the 10.5,
Swagu,
man.
You
no.
telling me what we
Wait,
would
I have
do?
a question.
Somebody
Are
that
you
loses
gonna be
money every
betting-
week and
are you
complains
gonna
about
be
losing
bet-
money every week, how would you know?
Are you going to be betting on games on Thanksgiving, a nice holiday with
Are
your
you
loved
kidding?
ones?
And
And you're going to be cursing at the
He said
TV
the hell
and
with
all
the
broke his
that?
hell.
Are you-
He broke his hell.
He
Are
said
you
the hell with the loved
Are
ones.
you gonna bet on all those games, all 3 games
What do you
tomorrow?
think?
And Friday's games?
I'm going to throw in some college football. I'll come up with a number.
He said the hell with the loved ones.
Wow.
Tomorrow's bet day.
could care less.
I might even start tonight.
care less.
Who the hell knows? Tomorrow's bet day. Would you give up the 10.5?
No.
You would favor, so you would take Dallas then? No,
The
or you
only
would take
thing about the
you take
Commanders-
Washington to be close.
Commanders are coming off that loss to the Giants.
Yeah, so they'd be feisty.
I think you'll be fine with the 10.5, Mad Dog.
All right.
Yeah, but
I will say-
I'm telling y'all, man, it's always sticky.
Yeah,
It's always
I
sticky.
will-
I
will
think
say
Dallas
this.
pulls away late.
Could the producers do me a favor and take me off the screen? I'm kind of distracting myself. This is a new suit that I'm rocking. I look pretty damn good this morning. I mean, let's just jump back when I hit myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just
know
think,
what?
take me off the screen.
You're
you know what I'm saying?
right.
Take me off the
I-
screen.
Out of
I
all
noticed-
the football talk,
You know what I'm saying?
I really believe our viewers were pretty distracted by you.
Yeah, I think so. You know, I
They
mean,
were.
damn.
I think that's what they were thinking.
You know what I'm saying? No, that's what they think when they come to you,
That's what they're
unfortunately.
Yeah, tomorrow
I mean,
the-
with me, they just know that I'm a fly dresser. But this suit is a new one for you. I wore it today because I was
Just for
coming
me?
with you. I came in just for you. It's Thanksgiving Eve. I wasn't coming in today if it wasn't for you.
What are you
I
talking
I'd have
about?
stayed at home.
Of course.
Well, that's
you
better
I'd
than
have worked from home.
Swagu.
I'd have worked from home.
Swagu never showed me that kind of courtesy.
I'd have to get that approved with the
no,
executive.
I wasn't coming in for you, Mad Dog.
me.
That's
I
not
wasn't
right.
coming.
That's not right out of you.
Okay.
Okay.
I
You guys
will.
wanna get to
I
Monday
will.
night?
Here's the first question.
What?
You got to get the day off to a decent start. It's 7.5.
We're working tomorrow.
Well, he'd be done by 12. He work in my rear end. He'd be done by 12 o'clock.
Well, I mean, we're gonna be on First Take tomorrow. We're doing a show here.
You'll get through it. It's not
I'm
heavy
just
lifting.
saying,
you
you're
don't
like
get that.
starting the day off.
Would you give up the 7.5? Green Bay and Detroit. Would you take the 7 or give it up?
You made Detroit? I'll take the 7.
I think so too. Packers would be competitive.
Oh,
We got to
man.
get our day off to a good start.
Yeah, I am. You're gonna turn on.
Mad
Mad Dog, he
No,
ain't working
you're gonna-
tomorrow.
He said a cocktail.
Mad Dog.
Swagu, he said a
Yeah.
cocktail. He said a cocktail.
Are you gonna watch us tomorrow?
Are you on tomorrow?
Yeah. So I just said that 8 times.
Last year you were here
10
with
o'clock.
us.
Man, you blew me off.
In the last year.
I heard. No,
believe
no,
he gotta
I heard.
work tomorrow.
Get Russo out of here. I don't want 2 hours with him. I heard that.
All right,
You
so
may
need to
continue.
Start the day with First Take.
Yes, I'll be sure.
Mad Dog said, work my tail.
Okay. Laugh it up.
my
then.
ass.
Okay, Dallas.